Welcome to the Friday edition of Take 5 for Torah. Today is July 25th, it's Friday, so we're going to be doing the Haftorah. An interesting phenomenon is that this is the only time of the entire year where one Haftorah is the very next verse in a particular book where the previous Haftorah left off. Right? Some are very close, like in Yeshayahu, but none have like this verse ends and the very next verse is the next week's Haftorah. So this is now the chapter 2 of Sefer Yirmiyahu. The Haftorah last week actually started into chapter 2 of Yirmiyahu because we never like Haftorah to end on a bad note. So chapter 1 of Yirmiyahu does not end so well, so we just want to bring in the beginning of chapter 2 where Yirmiyahu describes our early relationship with God, right? That God remembers our youth, remembers our great grand love that we shared at such a special time right after Yetzias Mitzrayim. And Rashi says it's because they didn't take any provisions into the desert. Sforno says it's because they went to Ir Tmarim and they saw 70 palms there and they must have wanted to stay. There must have been water there, and yet they got up and left right away because God said so. Whatever it is, the honeymoon didn't last too long, but it should have. So Yirmiyahu is referring to that time in our history where we were Zacharti L'Chesed Nirayach. Later in the book, in chapter 30, he's going to say again, Kol Mar Hashem Matza Chen Bamidbar. I loved the chen that we had together in the desert so long ago. So this is chapter 2 where Yirmiyahu essentially, after that opening good section, remember it is still the second of the 3 Puranut Haftorahs of destruction, and this Haftorah essentially talks about a jilted spouse. God is a jilted spouse. Ma matzubi ovel, what do they find in me that they turn against me this way? I'm such a loyal, devoted spouse for them. And Yirmiyahu says, Ki shtayim ra'os asuli. My people did 2 terrible things. Osi ozvu mekor mayim chayim. They left me, lachtzov lahem borot, to look for empty pits. The word barot there is spelled with an aleph to make a play on word with be'er. I'm the true source of spring water and well water and drinking water for you, but you go to these pits that cannot fill anything. They can't hold on to water. There's nothing to them. But what are the 2 things? Is that one is that you left God, and 2, look what you left God for. God has to become a competition for Avodah Zarah, for sticks and stones? What kind of nonsense is that? Those are the two trespasses that we talk about. We'll see that next week we're still going to read from Puranut, from Yeshayahu, and the week after we're going to read Shabbos Nachamu, introducing 7 consolation Haftorahs. There Yeshayahu refers to God causing us to be punished, kiflayim, a double punishment. The double punishment is because of the double sin in this Haftorah. And God speaks to us as if though He's a spouse and we're His wife. And that continues throughout chapter 2. It starts off where He's referring to Israel in the masculine, but then it goes into feminine because we're the wife, like Shir Hashirim or Hosea. Right? So, and then it turns into chapter 3, which is beyond the Haftorah, chapter 3 with an amazing parallel of a question Yirmiyahu asked them from the laws of marriage and divorce. So it shows that God wants to treat us like a loving spouse, which we're like misbehaving children throughout Sefer Bamidbar. And now as Bamidbar is coming to an end, we hope that we can learn the lessons of history and become more responsible and have a more reciprocal relationship with God. Not like a father and son, but like a spouse, like a husband and wife. And that's where our Haftorah goes.